Welcome back to Fuzz Lab. With this quick tip, I'm going to be talking about cutting traces in vero board. I'm going to assume you've already got the vero board trimmed to the proper dimension. In this case, I'm looking at my diagram here, and it's 5 down, 25 across. And you see there's these little red boxes. There's 10 of those on this layout, and those represents cutouts. Where the vero, the way it is designed, is there's copper strips on the back that allow the electrons to flow. So for these layouts, there's places where we want the electrons to be routed through components or go around. They don't always just go straight through, so you have to do these cutouts or cuts in the vero strips. So the procedure that I like to use is, first off, I will take a piece of masking tape and cut it about in half, long ways, you know, so it's a little skinnier, and then I'll put that on here, fold it in half, and I use a ultra fine point Sharpie, and I'll label it, you know, 1 through 25, and then A through E in this case going down. Then I'll go through, when it's kind of like you're playing Battleship, it's like, you know, A5, and so then you mark this with red at A5 all the way through, double, triple check it, make sure you haven't screwed this one up. Then once I've gotten them all marked out in red, and I've checked them again and again, and had someone else check on them, slept on it, checked it again, I'll take, this is just a little jeweler's pick, comes in handy. Whatever you got that'll fit through that hole, you could even use it, you know, a snipped off end of a resistor or capacitor lead. But I stick that through the first red guy, and I'll flip that over and take my red Sharpie and then mirror it. So at this point, I've went ahead and I've done most of that. I've got 2 of them left. I'll show you what I do. I stick it through there, and then I just kind of line it up, and then ideally not going to be dropping stuff, but I've been, you know, it's 1:30 in the afternoon, so I've already been drinking quite a bit here in Fuzz Lab. So yeah, I go ahead and mark the last one. So I've got it all marked out, and what I do at this point is I double check it again. I have screwed this up before, can you tell? So you just want to make sure that there wasn't any errors. It's a mirror image process, and there is, I'm just trying to eliminate any margin of error and make sure that, yeah, indeed, once I cut this, because if I make a mistake, it's pretty much got to start over. I wouldn't want to have to, you know, try to fix something. I mean, you could, but. So the next step, what I use is a drill bit. This is one that has a speed loader, like a little quick buddy thing. Doesn't matter. What size bit is this? This says it's an 1/8. It's a 1/8 bit is what I've got here. So we'll flip this over so the copper side is up, and I go ahead and center this drill bit in that first red one that's marked for deletion, and then I just kind of lightly spin it, and you just keep going. You just spin them, you know. You can look down, you can see when you've removed enough copper that, yeah, you've removed enough. You don't go crazy, you don't drill through it. Just, you know, I'm doing 3 quarter turns and applying a little bit, not much pressure at all, just a little bit of downward pressure. This is a sharp drill bit. I'm planning on not really using this bit. It's going to be my vero tool bit. So at this point, it looks like everything's good. And then what I do now is I take my multimeter, I set it on cont, which is the music, the beep beep test. And then I'll go on either side of these traces. You don't want to hear any music. All right, I got a bad one. And I can see now on the top, it didn't quite cut all the way through. That process, you know, it is a little bit of a challenge, because when they show you the layouts, you're looking at them not from the copper side, but from the component side, and you need to make the cuts on the opposite side, on the copper side, obviously. So that is the method that I like to use for doing this. It Helps me to mark them off, make sure, double check, you know. And then this tool, it's nice having a little handle on there. I used to use just a regular drill bit. Kind of like the one with the handle on it. A little easier. So that's today's Petey's quick tip. Thank you very much for joining me here in Fuzz Lab. As always, please subscribe, thumbs up, or thumbs down me, you hate me, make some comments, make fun of me. Spread the love here for Fuzz Lab. I really appreciate all your views. And most of all, most importantly,